Eric Harper looking for the two-man game with Patrick Ewing. Good spacing. Harper buries the three.
He really is finding his little niche right now with his team. When he came over here, he struggled when to take the shot, when not to, when to make the pass. His three-point shooting now up to about 37%. So starting to shoot the ball like he did in Dallas.
Kevin Edwards drives inside, misses. New York on a 7-0 run. The Knicks with a 9-6 lead. Hubert Davis trying to get into the paint. Hubert Davis. It's 11-6.
When you can shoot the ball, it makes you a half step quicker going to the basket because people have to run at you. Hubert Davis now with 2 driving layups.
Derek Coleman. Incredible athletic move into the lay-in. Derek Coleman.
Dribbles or by being able to finish. Now you're going to hear the crowd really get into it as Starks makes his appearance with Charles Smith.
Nice dish inside. Benoit Benjamin puts it down. The pass came from Chris Morris. It's 11-10. Knicks by 1.
We use his quickness.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Wanted to make the pass. Chris Morris turned around. Now 4 seconds. Coleman's going to have to take the shot. 1 second. That will count. Rebound Oakley.
That's one of those, the guy throws you that ball and you got to beat the shot clock, and after the game you want to hit him in the head, say, hey, thanks for that good shot you got me.
Thanks for affecting my shooting percentage.
Thanks for having me 0 for 2 now.
Good pass inside. Ewing to Charles Oakley. 13-10. New York Knicks has entered the ball game for the New Jersey Nets. He wears 55. 4th year out of St. John's. Jason Williams came to the Knicks from Philadelphia for some draft choices, and you hear the crowd because John Starks has come back for the Knicks. They're on their feet applauding the New York Knicks spark plug guard John Starks, his first appearance after tearing up his left knee. He says he feels fine, had a good day, a good 3 days at the training camp with the Knicks full team. Charles Smith has to take that shot right off the bench. He did take it, a 15-footer. Didn't want it.
This guy's got to give them 17 points a night in the playoff if they want to win the championship. He's a guy that can do that. He's shooting the ball well now. He's back from his knee, and he's playing very, very well.
Morris misses from the corner. Jason Williams can't control it. Charles Smith to John Starks. New York has hit 4 of their last 5 shots. They missed 8. Chris Morris couldn't handle the pass. Starks runs it down. They want him to shoot it.
Yes, they do. They say, we want to see what this jump shot looks like.
Starks on the drive. Turnaround jumper. Yes! Listen to the crowd. The Knicks with their biggest lead, 17-11. Knicks trail 6-2. Derek Coleman is fouled as he spins over to the side, and here's John Starks' first basket back.
Makes a nice, powerful move, spins back baseline, hits the fadeaway jump shot, and this has to feel very good for John Starks.
Look at Jason Williams. Spins into the lane, misses the jumper. Starks runs it down. He does look like he has explosiveness in those legs, which is his game.
Should get the last shot here. There's about 1 second differential.
Mason pounds it inside. Anthony Mason.
A lot of guys are making the return tonight. Mason's been out on a 3-game suspension. Starks, so a very emotional lift now by New York's bench, and this is where Jersey's bench has to be able to stand tall.
There's Anderson with the dribble penetration. Greg Anthony punched it away. He gets the pass out of bounds. The ball will belong to the New Jersey Nets.
Everything they want to do offensively.
Derek Coleman from 18 feet, nothing but net. Derek Coleman has 8 of the Nets' 15. Charlotte. Derek Coleman, baseline jumper. He is unstoppable when he's untracked.
Well, he's important because they're going to go to him. He's going to take 25 field goal attempts tonight, and then he's going to get to the line, so you've got to be able to make free throws.
Knicks by 3. If you're dialing in and you look at the score and see 20-17, this is the second quarter. Knicks ball, Ed Middleton with the call. Timeout on the floor. 3:55 to go in the second quarter. There's Mark Messier as the hockey players. Well, hockey's still a big topic in the paper here today, too. And Tom Brokaw, who's
I thought that was Gary Bender here
dead
at the
ringer
game tonight
for Gary.
on a Busman's holiday.
You know, Bender, he's a basketball junkie. But no, that is Tom Brokaw. And by the way, I've got to while we look at all the celebrities, the rich and the famous. At the conclusion of tonight's game, we'll select the Budweiser player of the game, and Budweiser will donate $1,000 in his behalf to the United Negro.
Use clock, and there's not going to be a lot of fast breaks or easy opportunities.
Patrick Ewing backs away from Benjamin, who loses the ball. The Knicks get a turnover. New Jersey's 7th. New York has committed 6. Charles Smith whirling dervish.
He's playing well. He's playing well. He's in a rhythm. The last 3 games assist and has 2 turnovers.
Derek Coleman will be called for traveling. He caught his own loose ball. He's going to say it was touched by the Knicks. Wait a minute.
Now, you know
Foul
what?
called. Kenny Anderson. Offensive foul. William drives the base. Coleman.
There's a walk.
Travel. Anthony Mason in defensive position. But between these 2 Eastern Conference teams, Anthony with the good drive dishing to Ewing, who has that baseline jumper. And Patrick Ewing.
See, that's the shot that New Jersey wants to take away from him, that catch and shoot, rolling out off the screen roller, spotting up. So Benjamin has got to be very careful not to leave him. He tried to come over on the penetration and help, and he left him alone, and he was able to bury it.
Ewing has 7. Edwards from long range. Davis contended that. Edwards goes right back with it off to the left hand. It'll rattle home. Kevin Edwards, what a great pickup it was for Edwards, who came from Miami as a free agent. He has 7 points. He literally was brought from the dead. He didn't even start for Miami.
Yeah, and he played very well. He had averaged 13 points a game against New York. You say 13 points. That was the 3rd leading scorer for New Jersey in this series.
Charles Smith.
See, this guy,
neck, but he is all right. They didn't give him any kind of treatment where they just checked him over. Derek Coleman hits the 3, and the Nets have taken the lead for the first time since they led 6-4. Coleman. Tony Campbell for Derek Harper from Dallas. Ewing with the 18-foot jumper on the wing. Patrick has 9 points. And the Knicks regain the lead. 29. Coleman a long way from the hoop.
wow.
Buries his second 3 of this ball game and ties it at 31. Bonner, good kick out to Hubert Davis. Bonner back inside off the Davis miss. Knicks by 2 points, 1 minute to go, first half.
Boy, Chuck Daly furious at Armand Gilliam. He said, run the floor, get back defensively. Gave up a second shot off a missed 3, and Chuck let him know, you're going to be out there, you better run the floor.
He's battling with Oakley down on the block now. Edwards looking for Gilliam. There's the turnover. Outstanding defense by Hubert Davis.
Bad angle to try to make that entry pass.
Derek Harper. Pull-up jumper. Carries it on the fadeaway. Derek Harper.
How about the shaved heads on some of these New York guys? A sign of team unity. Patrick Ewing said, don't count on me doing that. I'm part of this team, but I like my flat top.
20 seconds to go in the half. Edwards with 10 on the shot clock. That's a 2.
See what penetration does, though. When Kenny Anderson gets turnover, so he only had 2 points. So, as Isaiah said in the studio, Derek Harper did a wonderful job defensively, and they contained him very nicely on the screen on here, who know each other so well. It doesn't become so much emotion as execution and taking care of things that you have to do around the basket.
Excellent defense, and once again, interior defense from the Knicks as P.J. Brown has it rejected on the spin move inside. The Knicks open this half, leading it by 2, 35-33. Derek Harper from 18.
He's shooting at very rebounds. He had 4 points in IS6. He blocked a shot. Did a nice job. There's Harper again turning the corner on the screen roll. So now they've recognized, they've made an adjustment. Kenny Anderson is going under the screen, and now they're burying him and rolling out, and now Harper's looking to turn the corner or to step back and shoot the jump shot. We'll see if New Jersey adjusts to that.
Knicks by 4. Harper has 10 points. P.J. Brown played Europe last year. Has been struggling a bit. Kenny Anderson hits the 3, and Kenny now with 5 points. He had only 2 in the first half. Back down court, and the Knicks start their offense with 7 on the shot clock, but the Nets relax, and Harper takes the drive right down Broadway.
You know, sometimes when a guy is a great offensive player, you attack him by making him play defense. So Harper's come out and hit 6 quick points here, running Kenny Anderson off screen roll 3 straight times.
Harper with 12, 5 of 7. Here's Benjamin once again, blocked by Ewing, controlled by Oakley. Baseball pass, Bonner, Coleman's there. O'Connor with a lay-in. 43-38, Knicks by 5. 9:31 to go in the third quarter. Of course, a sellout at Madison Square Garden. All 5 of these games, should it go to 5, are sold out, both here and in New Jersey. Anderson to Edwards. Ewing with a big rebound. First, a loose ball foul. It's on P.J. Brown. He picked up 2 quick ones, and now we're televising of the NBA playoffs. We'll have Portland, Houston. Knicks had the numbers there, 3-on-2. Davis, nice move. Spotted up, then went to the left-hand dribble and hit the pull-up from about 12.
Now we've seen him shoot the jumper. We've seen him take it all the way to the basket with the left hand. We've seen him fake it, pull up, and take the medium-range jumper. Starting to learn to help.
Anderson back to Edwards. Quickness. Turnaround jumper by 7 Edwards.
See, I still think with this team that's on.
It's 2-on-1. Anderson, dish, Edwards. Oh, Anderson
Answers the bell. He plays hard every night. That's what I love about Patrick Ewing. Shot won't always go in for him, but you know you're going to get effort every time he laces up the sneakers.
Derek Harper comes away with a loose ball. Look at that pass. It was a clean block. Charles Oakley with an incredible effort underneath. He's rewarded with the basket and the free throws, and this knowledgeable New York crowd really appreciates the Oak.
Looked at Oakley's numbers. Last year he played 2,230 minutes, which is on the average of 27 minutes per game. This year at 2,900 minutes, which is 36 minutes per ball game. His scoring up to 11.8, his rebounds up to 11.8, and he really has had a great year for this New York team.
Knicks by 8 points. Nice pass inside. That was Chris Morris giving it to Derek Cole.
Patrick Hanlon, look at this. Look at this.
Moves. Oh, the crowd wanted that one. 2-on-1, Nets. Once again, Anderson and Edwards, a hard foul from Derek Harper.
Now, Patrick Ewing, I think he got a little excited here, Patrick. He did everything right, but the finish was a little bit...
Out of 6'6" is small. Oakley, what a job. Look at the bullet pass to Davis, weaving his way into the traffic. Hubert Davis having a whale of a ball game tonight. He has 8.
See, he grew up in the playoffs last year. If you remember, he made a critical couple baskets against Indiana in the first round and then Charlotte in the second round. He has calmed down this year. You can see his game growing. He's got a lot of confidence.
Derek Coleman from 16 feet. No, look at the follow. Chris Morris, outstanding athlete.
See, he'll do that, and now you want him to follow it up to something else. You say, Chris, stop teasing me. Do this.
8 rebounds and 3 assists for the Oak tonight as Derek Coleman with a challenging jam attempt. And Ewing and Coleman. Morris steps in, and now they're going to have to jump in the middle. That's one of the good reasons for having the veteran crew here tonight of officials.
That's going to be a taunting technical foul, I guarantee you.
Yes,
and it's probably going to be on Coleman. Remember, we did a conference call the other day. Get the taunting, get the first one, and Coleman taunted him.
Talking about a conference call as we were getting ready for the NBA playoffs with the NBA League officials, and Rod Thorne talked about that. That's one of the orders to the officials this year.
Now watch Coleman. He's going to look at Patrick Ewing, and he's going to say something to him. Then he's going to bump him a little bit right there, and he's talking. That's what they've got to cut out, because this is what it creates now. You get that little extra effort.
Kenny Anderson's pull-up jumper from about 12 feet.
You got to space the floor, penetrate. Long rebound should be a layup for someone.
Nets with the numbers. Armand Gilliam and the foul.
See what happens.
Atlanta last night along with Drew Barry. That was the play by Armand Gilliam.
See, he can give them points. This guy can score. And Chuck Daly said, you know what? He's been very good for us this year. He's played well, and he's come off the bench and done a wonderful job tonight, giving them a big lift. And now that bench scoring starting to close a little bit.
Davis into Patrick Ewing. The double team. Patrick puts it up anyway, draws it.
See, Jason Williams doing a good job against Ewing.
Hubert Davis saw the space, backed up, hit the 3. Hubert has 11.
See, when you're going to make a commitment to take your post player out of the game, and Chuck Daly's always going to try to take the other superstar out of the game, then you've got to make shots. And Harper and Davis have done that in the third quarter.
Knicks by 3.
That's my guy right there. I'm telling you.
It's
watch
tied.
out. Watch out.
Chris Morris, the Doug Collins X Factor.
He's a loose cannon. I'm telling you, he's a guy that can hit 4 threes in a row and then might disappear for a couple days. So
Loose cannon works after that big cannon shot three-pointer. Harper pitches out to Hubert Davis. Back to Harper. 10 on the shot clock. Oakley saw the opening, hard to the hoop for Charles. He has 7 points and has made major contributions in this ball game tonight. That goes with 8 rebounds and some excellent passes and hustle plays that won't go on the stat sheet. Well, it goes on Pat Riley's stat sheet. Look at that hustle play.
There you go, and he called timeout too.
Charles Oakley performing on cue.
Well, yeah, Hubert Davis, you talk about him, he hits it
into the game. He probably will be later. However, Johnny Newman did check in, and that's 14 for Harper.
They're really attacking Kenny Anderson. Harper has come out. I think that's 4 field goals now in this quarter for him, so 8 points. So he's really looking to make Anderson play both ends of the floor.
Knicks by 4. Here's Johnny Newman. Screen and roll. 5 on the shot clock. Look at Chris Morris! Get out! Of 3, 63-61. Knicks over the Nets by 2. Derek Harper, 14 points, 6 low. Gilliam's pull-up jumper from 16 feet.
He can make that shot at UNLV. He would step out on the floor.
Gilliam inside. It rattles in. And Chris Morris with a very intelligent no-touch.
And he looked at him and he said, I'm glad I pulled back because that would have been offensive goaltending. So now the 2-point lead by New Jersey.
11 points.
Pat Riley's going to have to get Patrick Ewing back in the game along with John Starks. Remember, Starks played 6 minutes in the first half. We'll have to see how he comes back after sitting for a long while.
11 points for Armand Gilliam as Mason gets it down inside. There's Charles Smith, who is fouled by Chris to Anderson from long range. That would have been a 3. Loose ball foul. It's going to be on Johnny Newman as he was holding Starks. That's 2 on Newman.
Unbelievable.
Boy, that's some tough play. Anthony Mason and Armand Gilliam, and that technical is called on Mason.
See, watch after the play. Right there, he slaps him on the back of the head.
Anderson hits the free throw, and it is a 2-point Nets lead.
I've been won twice in here during the regular season.
Kenny Anderson's pull-up jumper rattles around and out and in.
See, he's heated up now. He had, 2 points in the first half. He was 0 for 5. So now he has 10 points, and he has 8 points in the second half.
Biggest Nets lead of 4. Starks on the drive, hit the floor. Nets ball, Anderson running. He's fouled in the backcourt by Greg Anthony.
See, John Starks now wants to say something to the finish here. He starts to get up, he stumbles, and then his reaction is he wants to say something to the official. Now he's got to maintain his composure. It's the playoffs. They can't have any more technical fouls.
4-point Nets lead. They have the ball. Knicks have not scored a field goal this quarter. 8:32 to go in the game. Derek Coleman has it stripped. Greg Anthony running the show from the point.
See if they can get something to Ewing inside. He's only got 4 field goals here tonight.
He spins inside of Coleman. Coleman fouls and counts the basket. Not a bad idea with Coleman coming in out of the locker room. He got a little bit cold, obviously, getting in there. Has his lip stitched up, and I don't care how tough you are, that's distracting. So go to him down. You see the swelling in the upper lip of Derek Coleman right here. And Patrick Ewing made him pay. He has 16 points.
Well, now if you're Chuck Daly, you say, okay, what do I do here? I've got my offense on the floor. I've got Gilliam, who's playing well. I've got Derek Coleman. I have Chris Morris, Newman. Maybe I come in with Kevin Edwards for Newman. I've got Kenny Anderson. But what do I do about a big guy? If I come in with Benoit Benjamin, I lose offense, I gain defense. So right now he's going to have to think about what he wants to do with his front line against Ewing to finish this game.
10 to shoot for the Nets from the corner. Over the top, it'll be Knicks ball, trailing by 1. 7:59 to go. This series just starts here tonight. Game 2 Sunday here at Madison Square Garden. Game 3 Wednesday over in the Meadowlands. 4 and 5, they very well may be necessary. Charles Smith, the Knicks regain the lead.
When I talked to the Nets assistant coach, Brendan Surr, before the game, he said, Chris Morris has a very difficult time with Charles Smith. Well, that's what happens. He just overpowers him in the low post. So Chuck Daly and his brain trust now got to think about front line defense. They're going to Smith. They're going to Ewing. Does he have to come back with a bigger lineup?
Ewing with the miss. That was a 4-point possession.
You know, Bob, I think you made an excellent point. Derek Coleman goes in, he cools off, he comes back out, and it's tough to get back into the game now. Ewing has scored 5 straight points against him.
Offensive foul on Johnny Newman. Starks is down. Is he okay?
I think he got a cramp.
Yeah, he's holding his back, not his knee.
It looked like he went into a spasm. When he was laying there, it looked like he went into a muscle spasm.
Yeah, he's going to have to go out. Hubert Davis is going to come back in. Not his knee, got cramps in the back. Starks does not want to leave. Riley said, you're out of here. There you go.
When he hits the floor, watch this. He grabs himself like he's got a cramp. Look at that. I think when he hit the floor, his muscle went into spasm in his back.
Wow, what a ball game. 71-68 Knicks, 7:21 to go in the ball game. They got a jump ball call on that. Charles Smith is flirting with a technical, and there goes Starks into the locker room now. I'll remind you, in case you didn't hear us clearly, that was not his knee, but he grabbed his lower back as though he had a muscle cramp.
You know what happens, though, Bob, and I've been there before. When you have an injury and you're not completely 100%, you don't fall right, you don't land right, your whole body's out of whack. And I think that's what happened with Starks. He's fallen like that probably 1,000 times this year. But when you're a little bit injured, it's an unnatural landing.
Looking for Ewing, double team, open man, Greg Anthony, 4-3. Knicks on a 10-0 run since Derek Coleman came out of the locker room, and they're going crazy in the Garden. Knicks led it by 2 at the half, 35-33. Started this fourth quarter 0 for 6, have hit 4 of their last 5, and basically it was this way. Coleman in the locker room with a broken lip. They stitch him up. The Nets come back and outscore New York 14-10 and take the lead. Derek comes on the floor. New York, with their bigger lineup, goes inside on a 10-0 run and now leads the game 74-68.
Well, what's happened now, Chuck Daly's got to go big. He's coming back with his power lineup. Gilliam and Benjamin come into the game. So Gilliam, now your small forward. You've got Coleman at your power forward. So you look at these 3 front lines, Smith, Ewing, and Mason against Coleman, Gilliam, and Benjamin.
Looking for Mason. He's locked in an arm wrestling, or looking for Coleman, locked in with Mason down there. 10 to shoot. Coleman. Double team, triple team. Anderson. Rebound, Ewing.
Great interior defense that time, though. Forcing the double team. Coleman kicks it out. That would have been a big field goal had Anderson made that coming out of the timeout. Got to score points for them to be successful.
Down to Ewing. 8 to shoot. 7. He's going to lean in and score anyway and draw the foul. Patrick Ewing.
See, he just puts so much pressure on your defense. Again, he's taken 23 shots, but you got to run 2 guys at him. And when you do, you create opportunities for other players. And Patrick is relentless. Look, the up fake, Jason Williams bites on it, and then Patrick with the up and up.
New York with tremendous depth, and it really shows in the last 4 minutes. To shoot. Anthony went down hard. Offensive foul. And it's called on Derek Coleman. He floored Greg Anthony.
You know, as we look back.
Dolan back into Charles Smith. Trying to work on Armand Gilliam, who's forced him way away from the basket. 7 seconds. Smith with the drive. The reverse. Charles Smith.
Back and gets his elbow up on Gilliam. They go at each other.
In Atlanta. Knicks 81-73. Gilliam attempted the slam. He missed it off of the nets. It'll be Knicks ball. And if the Knicks get a double-digit lead here, they can start celebrating.
Well, here goes Gilliam in, and Ewing comes over and gets a piece.
Here's that full court pressure again.
If you got a layup, take it.
Charles Smith tried the jam foul on the Nets. You know,
the series in Game 6 at Chicago.
Charles Smith now has 14 points tonight. Back to Smith again. Doug, he now has 16, and you said for the Knicks to be successful in the playoffs that Charles Smith would have to contribute 17.
That's my number for him. I think he's got to give you 17 tonight.
How did you come up with 17?
Don't ask.
You just knew, right? Knicks now by 9.
Derek Coleman has never gotten back into sync. He really has not gotten points on 22 shots, so he's done a good job, but he's got 13 free throw attempts, and he's blocked a couple shots around the basket, but he's the focal point of their offense. He's going to get 25 shots tonight.
He wisely stayed away from that as it rattled home. 17 points for Charles Smith. I don't know how you do that. And the Knicks have what Chuck Daly calls that ocean-like lead. He says it's as wide as the Pacific Ocean when the Knicks get double digits inside the final few minutes, and we're inside the final minute. And Chuck Daly knows, as does everybody else here, that that's it. Charles Smith came off the bench tonight and really delivered. The Knicks always struggle to find points. They don't. The toughest first-round matchup in the East. That was before the playoffs started.
Three-point shot by Greg Anthony. I want to tell you, he hit 2 big threes.
The lip really made a difference, and it made an interesting difference. When he went out, the Nets came back strong, but when he came back, he was cold. His shooting was cold, out of sync. The Nets got out of sync, and that's when the Knicks went ahead to outscore New Jersey 28-19 in the fourth quarter. Charles Smith, off the bench, was the man for New York tonight to join Patrick Ewing in leading his team in scoring. Charles Smith, 11 in the fourth quarter, 17 points. Somehow I'm going to find out how Doug Collins came up with that number. And 5 rebounds, and is our Budweiser player of the game. And we'll return to
Patrick Ewing and his New York Knicks seek to make it 2 out of 2 against the New Jersey. Edwards looking for the shot. Goes for the drive, and he's called for the offensive foul. Rebounded by Ewing. And the tip by Oakley. Charles Oakley surging to the basket has tied the game at 2.
Well, the Nets a good defensive rebounding team, but they're not a team that blocks out. And the Knicks got a running start there with both Oakley and Bonner as he crashed the boards hard.
Chris Morris has made it back from the broken thumb injury. Anderson lost Hopper off the pick. Eddie Anderson off the mark. Hopper leading Bonner. A rare fast break opportunity for the New York Knicks.
And a little bit of a different wrinkle for the Nets. That time Kenny Anderson got 2 picks trying to get him into the lane, but it really got their transition defense out of whack as Bonner did an excellent job of running the floor.
Morris with the head fake. Rebounded by Ewing on the box out. The Knicks with a 4-2 lead. Gilbert Davis. Yes. It's the Knicks 6 and the Nets 2.
Well, the matchup really hasn't changed. Bonner is staying with Coleman and Oakley going out on the floor to guard Morris.
That pass deflected. Hopper fouled in the open floor. Kenny Anderson preventing a Knick answer on Friday night. Oakley, yes. In the first half, the Knicks and Nets on Friday combined for only 68 points, 35-33 score at the half. The lowest combined first half total in NBA playoff history since the inception of the 24-second clock. Coleman for 3. Carries to the Knicks. Davis with the save. Oakley is open. And Ewing could not get to it.
Chuck Daly up off the net bend, really disappointed, I'm sure, with his team's transition defense right there, as Chris Morris very late getting back defensively. That is a major no-no in playoff basketball. You must sprint back.
Anderson able to penetrate. It counts and the foul.
He was going to take more jump shots. Whoa, beautiful pass.
And Bonner is able to finish it off.
Oh, wrap around behind the back. Charles Oakley.
Hopper for an open Oakley. It's the Knicks 12, and that's 5. Edwards changed his mind, and a good idea. So the Knicks now lead 12-7. Ewing. Yes. Patrick Ewing with his first field goal the other night. He had 25 points, but took a lot of shots. 7 for 23 from the field and 11 of 14 from the line. Anderson. Once again, the Knicks able to stop the dribble. Long-range attack missed by Morris. Here's Benjamin off the fake. And let's see how they call it. Offensive foul on Benjamin. 6:51 remaining. First quarter, they're standing here at the Garden. It's the Knicks 14. 7 of the first 11 from the field. Coming off the physical Knicks victory in Game 1, we talked.
In this we had the other night. And I think if we play that way and just go for the win and go for it, doing all the things that we have to do, that we can be successful.
Well, the Knicks have opened up, I would have to say, very relaxed, as they have taken a 16-7 lead on the drive by Derek Hopper. A very sharp start for the Knicks. Here's Morris off the drive. And it's kept alive by Morris, and the tip is put hard. Chris Morris with the putback.
Patrick Ewing came over to help out defensively, as once again the Knicks got taken into the lane. They do not want that to happen, and when it does, that'll enable a good offensive rebounding team like Jersey to bang away at those boards.
Ewing. Patrick Ewing showing
about diversification. It's a very tough shot for a 7-footer, and Patrick almost makes it look easy.
Crowd responds as Bonner was able to stop the move, and unloading for Edwards. Rebounded by Ewing. Davis with 2 nets back. Fire. Yes. Gilbert Davis with his second field goal. The Knicks 20. The Nets 11.
Well, a lot of bonuses for the Knicks. They always play good, tough, hard, aggressive defense, but they don't always capitalize with fast break baskets. They're doing it here today.
Morris off the fake. And again, Ewing sweeps the ball. Knicks on the run. It's a 3-on-2. Bonner with a look away for Oakley.
Tough break for New York on both of those occasions.
Ewing rejecting Anderson. Proud here at the Garden, Woody Allen, a regular over the years. Warren Moon, now the Minnesota Vikings, taking it all in along with actor Alec Baldwin. John McEnroe, also here on a regular basis. And Spike Lee and Charles Smith have checked in. John Starks, a question mark after making the return from the knee injury on Friday and trying to draw a charge on Johnny Newman. Sid Hopper in the backcourt, Ewing with Smith. And Oakley up front. Is Ewing with the drop step. Yes. The Knicks 22 and the Nets 16. Bowman pops it down to Morris, and he's fouled, but a good foul by Smith. They'll meet Wednesday night, Game 3, at the New Jersey Meadowlands. Ewing with the head fake. Ewing with the jump hook. The Knicks 24, the Nets 18.
And a shooter's touch there by Patrick Ewing. He wisely didn't say anything to Benjamin, but he turned around and said something to Edwards. He's going to have to keep himself under control.
Just under 1 minute remaining first quarter. Benjamin backing his way. Air ball handled by Oakley. Goes behind the back, nearly coughed it up. Anthony with the pull-up. Yes. Greg Anthony has picked up his shooting the past few weeks, and he's given the Knicks an 8-point lead.
Should be a 2-for-1 situation here for the Nets, working down to 30 seconds in the first quarter.
Smith jumping up to help on Anderson. Edwards from long range. Yes. Kevin Edwards in his first season as a member of 0.7 of a second, which means the Knicks do have time to get a shot off. Mason gets it in for Ewing, pops it back, but too late. Good idea, but time ran out. After one, Patrick Ewing, 4 of 9 for the field for 8 points, leading. And the Knicks lead the Nets 26-20. Patrick Ewing now going at Jason Williams, who just checked in. Jason Williams has played Ewing extremely well. In fact, some of his better games have come against the Knicks. The Knicks now lead by 8. David Wesley, the rookie from Baylor, has come on for Kenny Anderson. Edwards off the mark. The rebound is handled by Anthony. Resetting the Knicks, a backcourt of Greg Anthony and John Starks. Anthony Mason, Charles Smith up front. Ewing with the spin and the fake. Rebound Ewing, and he's fouled. Fouled by Brown.
Well, there was a lot of talk leading up to this series.
Here's Starks. And an offensive foul is called. John Starks picks up his first foul.
It's just amazing that John Starks is out on the basketball floor after having that knee operation 5 or 6 weeks ago. But he is not the John Starks that he was before he was injured. He's out there running around, but just does not have the timing or the explosiveness.
Coleman with the room. Nice fake. Coleman is stopped. Ewing got a piece of it. And then the foul call. Jason Williams try to put it back home. Foul called on Starks. On by in the second quarter. Starks. Yes. Well, that is out of the pages of John Starks. New York on the side of his head. Williams got bottled up making that move.
I'm really surprised that Pat Riley didn't do it.
Anthony from deep. Yes. Greg Anthony with his second field goal, and the Knicks now lead 33-24. 91-80. Game 3 at the Meadowlands on Wednesday. And Starks will go to the line. Johnny Newman, the one-time New York Knick, who has played very well since coming over to the Nets from Charlotte, called for that foul.
John Starks has really had to restrain himself in the few minutes that he got in game 1, and now he's getting a nice long look from Pat Riley. Normally John is just all over the place, shooting the ball just about every time he touches it. He's playing with a great deal of poise and control so far. I think he wants to stay out on the floor as long as he can.
Matt, that's the key word, restraint. Even when he was working his way back into shape, the Knick coaches and the medical staff had to restrain him from trying to get back too quickly. John Starks plays with great enthusiasm and making a contribution here in the first half. 6 points for
Did it beautifully.
Anderson penetrating. Well, Kenny Anderson got the step and was able to finish it off.
Oh, there he is. And if you make a mistake and put your hands on him too far away from the basket, he'll go by you that time. He just made an excellent offensive move.
Charles Oakley has had the touch. 5 of 8 for 10 points. And at midcourt, Ewing and Coleman got involved. And did Ewing throw a punch? That seemed to be the reaction. I saw the aftermath of that, Matt, and the way Ewing reacted, he may have been told that he's been thrown out. Let's see. Oh, apparently a technical foul, double technical, and Ewing was hit with one earlier, and he has been ejected.
And you see the look on Patrick Ewing's face as he is gone, and he's letting the officials know about it. But we mentioned earlier that Patrick was doing a little bit woofing after he had got the first technical. It's the double technical situation, and now Patrick has 2 and just only 1 on Derek Coleman.
I saw, as I said, the aftermath, and Ewing was told he He was gone. So the first thought was the possibility of a punch being thrown, but apparently it was a technical foul. The second on Ewing. Earlier he got involved with Benoit Benjamin. And Ewing, at this critical juncture, has been tossed.
Well, Pat Riley has talked to his team so much about keeping the edge. And there, the collision and the push by Coleman and Ewing, and really, I don't know. No punch was thrown. They did bang. It was an inadvertent contact, and maybe a little bit of an overreaction by the officials. But boy, I keep going back to that game last night in Atlanta. They are very much concerned. They do not want anything to break out here, and the players have to adjust to that. They've got to read the situation, and they got to just play basketball.
Well, the crowd is now reacting, looking to lift the Knicks, who have lost Patrick Ewing. It's an 11-point Knick lead, 5:10 remaining in the first half. As Herb Williams has come on, replacing Patrick Ewing. Here's P.J. Brown, and he gets inside. So the Knicks lead is now 41-32. Patrick Ewing is back in the Knick locker room, picking up his second technical foul. Mason. Illegal defense call. And that means a technical foul shot for the Knicks.
It's going to be on Armin Gilliam as Charles Oakley over on the weak side of the floor, raised up above the top of the key. And Gilliam below the free throw line for more than 2.9. You know what Chuck Daly's thinking right now? He wants to make sure that his team does not relax now and have a letdown just because the best player on the floor is out of this ball game. Chuck always a little bit concerned, always a little bit worried, always looking on the dark side of things.
Matt, the crowd reacted to the replay on Garden Vision up above. Same replay that we saw a moment ago. Here's Williams. The tip by Oakley. Charles Oakley with 12. And the Knicks now lead by 12 points. Newman with the step. Herb Williams with the block. But a whistle before that shot attempt, and Mike Mathis calling a traveling violation on Johnny Newman.
Mark, this crowd is unbelievable right now. They look like they want to pick up for the center that has gone to the locker room and want to give their team some kind of a lift. This is unbelievable.
Well, this game not as significant if you flash back in Knick history to a similar situation as Oakley fires and hits. And the foul! But you can flash back to game number 5 of the Knicks-Lakers championship series in 1970 when Willis Reed, who, as it turns out, now the general manager of the New Jersey Nets, went down with an injury and Red Hole. Bob, 3:56 remaining first half. The Knicks with the big lead. Let's take another look at that incident at midcourt.
And as Ewing and Coleman are running down the floor, for some reason Derek Coleman stopped dead to cause that contact and actually threw up the left shoulder and left elbow to give Patrick Ewing a pop, and that's what Patrick Ewing thought as well. But he had an earlier technical foul on a double call, and there again the double technical, and he's gone.
This after Ewing was enjoying a terrific first half. 11 points, 6 rebounds, hitting off the spinning jump shot. P.J. Brown gets inside, and he's called for a travel.
Well, that was a good timeout by Chuck Daly. He wanted to gather the troops around. First of all, they're down like 14. He had to stop the bleeding, but also to warn his team not to take things easy just because Ewing's out of there. They've got to play their game.
Anthony Mason. Blocked by P.J. Brown. Charles Oakley with 16 points. And the Knicks lead 48-32. It is their biggest lead of the game.
And the Nets' big front line, Benjamin, Brown, and Coleman, just all standing around making no contact.
Edwards. Good box out and a foul called on Coleman. Charles Oakley hears it from the crowd for the hustle. We are now seeing an inspired effort by the New York Knicks. Foul on Coleman, his second. And the Nets and the Knicks are both over the foul limit.
And as the Nets were walking back down to the other end of the floor, Derek Coleman went up to Kenny Anderson and angrily said, "Get me the basketball. Let's stop fooling around with giving it to other people. Get it in my hands."
Charles Oakley to the line for the first time. Well, since the ejection of Patrick Ewing, the Knicks have outscored the Nets 8-2 and lead by 17. Look at that stat line for Oakley. Charles having his finest season in the NBA, an all-star for the first time in his career. He's given the Knicks a 50-32 advantage. Anderson now played by Hopper. Mason battling with Coleman for position. And the whistle is away from the ball.
To keep things under control, there have been much more physical plays than that, but this is a volatile situation.
Mason called for his third foul. And the crowd enjoying the missed free throw by Coleman. Anthony Mason sitting down, replaced by Anthony Bonner. Coleman is 3 of 5 from the line. 3 minutes remaining in the half. The Knicks have it.
Like Oakley, Herb Williams, and Bonner all have to play a lot of minutes.
Charles Oakley has scored the Knicks' last 8 points. A whip pass handled by Williams. What a pass from Starks. And the Knicks open up a 20-point lead.
Almost too hot to handle as Starks threaded the needle. Great catch by Herb.
Bonner on the steal. And he's fouled by Anderson.
Well, we saw the wraparound pass from Charles Oakley earlier in the ballgame. This one off the right-hand hip as John Starks finds Herb Williams momentarily alone, just out of their hand.
Anderson, oh, nice move. Rebounded by Oakley, and he is fouled by Anderson. Has been hitting the jump shot this season. Has picked up the scoring, but 19 points in the first half.
He's got it all going on from everywhere on the floor. And everything starts from the defense of the Knicks. When they play good, solid team defense, which they've done in this first half, it usually leads to some good things at the offensive end.
The Knicks by 22 with a minute and a half remaining. First half. Derek Coleman. He's been off. Oakley with the save and a behind-the-back outlet. Bonner leads the break. He has Hopper, and he decides to regroup. In the half. They double up on Benjamin. Hopper knocks it away. The Knicks take a 20-second timeout. And they hear it from the crowd. The reaction. Oakley rebounds. He has controlled the board. 10 rebounds for Charles Oakley. The Knicks receiving a standing ovation as the second quarter winds down. Starks with the fake. It's the Knicks 55 and the Nets 33 at the half. Derek Coleman 3 for 9 points all 9 in that first quarter. Charles Oakley with a sensational first half. The
Knicks going to work on Kenny Anderson. Derek Harper posting up. They want to keep Anderson working and not let him get untracked.
The Nets did not convert a field goal the last 4:58 of that second quarter. Shot clock down to 6. Anderson. Kenny Anderson getting inside. Yes. Here's Williams. Herb Williams serving up a facial. And the Knicks lead 57-36.
He left Derek flat-footed as Herb Williams took it hard to the goal. Not a play he normally makes.
Anderson gets inside. Kenny Anderson. Here's Morris. A blocking foul. And Morris puts it away. Timeout called by the Knicks. The Nets with a spurt. For Coleman. This is a revived New Jersey Nets team.
And they look much more alive, much more relaxed. And that comes with starting the third quarter down by 22, down one game in the series. Nothing to lose. Let's just go out and play hard and see what happens.
Off the steal. The Nets back to the offense. They've outscored the Knicks 13-2 here in the third quarter. They've cut into that 22-point lead. Shot clock down to 7. Anderson battling for that shot. And Kenny Anderson has turned it around. He now has 14. The Nets are now within 9.
The Knicks shut down the penetration of Anderson on the pick and roll, but the patience of the Nets got it back to Kenny, and then a one-on-one was too much for Harper.
Herb Williams backing Benoit Benjamin. Yes. Nice move by Herb Williams to give the Knicks a 59-48 lead.
Well, the momentum has shifted. The crowd really is not into the game. In no way it could be in as much as it was in that second period. The Knicks are going to have to turn it up defensively to get the crowd back.
And Riley getting set to reinsert Charles Smith. Chris Morris converting a three-pointer. And then had some words playfully in the direction of Knicks fan Spike. Edwards met by Anthony. It counts and the foul. Kevin Edwards will go to the line. The Knicks. Well, coming up next, attempting to get back into it. Here's Davis. Yes. Hubert Davis from long range to give the Knicks a 61-54 lead. Davis is 3 for 3 from the field.
Only got 9 minutes in that first half. John Starks got a very long look.
And Smith up front. Anthony. Greg Anthony with 6 points. The Knicks by 7.
A nice move by Greg Anthony, and a decisive one as he took Anderson to the spot and spun off him and shot that ball with authority. Big haymaker quick.
That's 3 on Benjamin. Now a whistle away from the ball. A holding foul being called on Mars, who is upset.
And Benjamin.
And Brown was taken down. Kenny Anderson will shoot the technical. Starks played 15 minutes. In the first half, hit 1 of 2. 7 points in all, 5 of 5 from the line. John making his return from the knee problem in game 1 on Friday night, then hurt his back, bruised his lower back, but he vowed that there'd be no question that he would play here today. Edwards for 3. Oakley had a notion to fire it down. Here's Smith, and he is fouled. Starks on the drive. Sends it to Williams. Look out. Oakley lands back behind the basket. And a foul of Benoit Benjamin. 3 minutes remaining, third quarter. Smith for Hoffer. Yes. Derek Hoffer hits from downtown, and the Knicks now lead 66-58.
All started by the smart play of Starks, taking that pick and roll as wide as he had to extend the defense, and then the crisp pass enable Harper to get that shot in rhythm.
Mike Mathis being congratulated for that call by John Starks. An offensive foul against the Nets. It's on Coleman, his third. Timeout taken. We'll be right back.
The square peg in the round hole. He knows he needs Derek Coleman and wants to get the most out of it.
Starks coming short on the 3, and here's Coleman, fouled by Hoffer. Good defensive play here by the Nets. Mason on the drive. The tip by Oakley. Charles Oakley providing an 8-point Knick lead.
Well, the penetration, taking the ball to the basket, the whole net defense reacted to that, and that opened up the gates for Herb Williams. Arson, is that Herb Williams? No. Where is Herb?
It's the haircuts that are pulling him out. Final seconds of the third quarter. Edwards, it will count. A three-pointer for quarter. The Knicks were able to build that lead, but the Nets have come on. Edwards was found.
Pat Riley's rotation in the front court way off, especially when you consider Mason had 3 fouls, Charles Smith had 3 fouls, and Charles has been ineffective. So Mason and Charles Oakley and Bonner had to play a lot of minutes, and I think the Nets took advantage of it in the third.
Smith with a strong move and the foul. Charles Smith will go to the line. And that is what the Knicks and their fans would like to see. The move with authority by Smith.
All set up on the fake pick and roll and the slip. The first time the Knicks have used that play this afternoon. Beautiful feed. And the fact that Smith jammed it so hard, I think he got the crowd back on his side momentarily anyway, Mark.
P.J. Brown picked up the foul as third, and the Knicks now lead by 7. With Gilliam and Lohorn on the front line. Edwards and Anderson at the guards. Oh, Edwards in that collision with Starks, who drew the charge. Team foul with only 2 minutes gone by in the fourth. Oakley, yes. Charles Oakley with 24 points. And the Knicks lead 75-68. Coleman setting it up off the dribble. His outside touch has been off. Charles Oakley has matched his season high with the 24 points. His playoff career high is 26. Shot clock at 6. Hoffer. Mason rebound. And he's fouled. 9:21 remaining in the fourth. The Knicks by 7, and again they hear it from this crowd. The Knicks and the Nets. Edwards rebounded by Oakley. Charles Oakley with his 18th in this fourth quarter. 4 minutes gone by. Gilliam rejected by Williams. Recovered by Gilliam. Comes Hoffer. Gilliam had a second opportunity.
Again, terrific defense by the Knicks, holding the Nets at bay. At this point in the fourth period, the Nets have had their chances.
Davis for 3, and it was Oakley with a terrific play to get to the loose ball, setting up Davis. The Knicks 79, the Nets 68. Paul Mahalik calling another
Attribution. It was kind of a blessing in disguise, the injury to Starks. You never want to see a teammate, especially one as important, John Starks, go down, but it has really helped in the maturation process of Hubert Davis.
And Davis 4 of 6 from the field. Eric Coleman not able to hit the tee. The Knicks lead is 79-68 with 5 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Coleman gets inside. Mason and Benjamin battle for it. Last touch by the Nets. The Nets are now 0 for 9.
First field goal, Derek Coleman was wending his way into the offensive board. He can't make a shot. He's going to try to get it off the glass.
Williams rejected after the tricky setup by Oakley. Williams on the drive, yes, and it counts. Herb Williams continued. The Nets seem to stop. The whistle.
With the exception of Charles Oakley, but they have played very hard in all the other phases of the game.
3-point play completed by Herb Williams. The Knicks now lead by 12. The the save by Davis. Remaining in the fourth. Knicks trying to go up 2-0 in the series. The Nets hoping to tie it and one apiece. Mason. Anthony Mason has become a factor. Did not get into it until the fourth quarter. Mason making it back from the 3-game suspension Friday night in game 1. Knicks now by 12. Coleman coming up short. Coleman with the rebound. Coleman trying to save it and lost it out of bounds.
Terrific effort by Derek Coleman, but the Knicks are really all over the place right now. Terrific call last time by Pat Riley to go to Mason, who has not had a lot of success offensively, but he is a post player, and from that left box, likes to use that right hand, and he got a great field goal.
Hoffer got the step. Derek Hoffer took advantage. Oakley's pass picked off by Morris. Morris goes 1-on-3 and draws the foul. Just under 4 minutes to go in the fourth. Bad shot by Morris. Knicks able to save it.
Another terrible offensive sequence by the Nets as Kenny Anderson almost got the steal and hacked Mason.
And to force it. And nice play by Williams to get a piece of it. And back tap to Hoffer.
2 straight times the Knicks not even getting a good look or a good shot. This is when you miss Patrick Ewing.
Oh, what a move by Hubert Davis. Yes, and it counts. The Nets are only 20 for 69 from the field, 29% shooting. The fewest field goals in an NBA playoff game, 22. The St. Louis Hawks at the Minneapolis Lakers back in March of 1956. That a record since the inception of the 24-second clock. So the Nets with only 20 field goals and could establish a new record. 86-78, Knicks with the lead. 1:40 to go in this fourth quarter. Shot clock down to 6. Hoffer for Williams. Herb Williams with the soft touch off the glass, and Herb Williams has come off the bench in the absence of Patrick Ewing and has done a solid job. 11 points for Williams. Anderson penetrating. That was blocked. Herb Williams with the block, his third, and a technical foul has been called on the Nets. Paul Mahalik with the indication. So the technical call
On beautifully to just flick that shot away, but Kenny Williams has been struggling throughout this series and just cannot kick.
And now Charles Oakley to the line. The Knicks now lead by 11 with 1:23 to go in the fourth. Oakley is 5 points, pulled down 23 rebounds. Davis gets to the loose ball. And the Knicks hear it from the crowd with under a minute to go in this fourth quarter. The Knicks on their way to making it 2-0 in this best-of-5 series. Anderson with the steal. Anderson! And he'll go to the line. Cavaliers and the Bulls will be followed by the Golden State Warriors and the Phoenix Suns. Herb Williams hears it from the crowd as he's replaced by Anthony Mason.
Well, the second half started with the Nets trailing by 22. They made a good run to get within 4 at 76. Trying to milk the clock.
Charles Oakley with one of his best all-around performances as a New York Knick. 25 points, that's a season high. 24 rebounds, that is a season high. Greg Anthony works the clock down. The Knicks have defeated the Nets 90-81. And they lead in this best-of-5, 2 games to nothing. Game 3, Wednesday at the Meadowlands. The Nets shoot only 29% from the field. Marv Albert, Pat Kukas, Ahmad Rashad saying so long from the Garden.
20,000 on hand to see if the New Jersey Nets begin their summer vacation tomorrow or they will play Game 4 on Friday night.
Within the dotted line, he's not going to take anything other than a high percentage shot.
Got clock at 9. Patrick, the first shot of the game, rips it home.
If you are going to trap the screen and roll, the rotating man must get to Ewing quick. Otherwise, he'll kill you on the baseline.
Kenny Anderson has really been intimidated in this series. They've been trying everything they possibly can to try to get him open. He's usually open to usually has an open game. That hasn't been the case so far. Derek Coleman's first game. Double, doesn't give it up. Davis gets a step on Edwards, and he makes him pay.
So you can't gamble on a premier shooter. And Davis is a guy who shoots over 50% during the season and also at playoff time.
Morris, one dribble, one shot. He has 2 of the ball game.
Well, he's the guy that must get going because he can light it up. He's very capable of getting 20 to 30 points in a big game.
Ewing, the offensive rebound, the emphatic putback.
This is a night when the shot goes up. You're playing a center or a big forward. You must put your back into his chest because that will happen all night long.
Derek Harper, who Pat Riley said today, along with Greg Anthony, 2 of the best defensive first of 2 games tonight here on TNT.
Oakley just moved Morris right off the box that time.
Morris still gets the roll.
To me, Morris, Ron, should be able to pick up transition points on Oakley because Oakley must rebound.
We've got a whistle and a foul. Ewing, the hard foul.
Here's where the Knicks are tough. They screen, and that roll guy will be open. See, now he didn't roll. He spotted.
A precision offense, what the New Jersey Nets call the Knicks. Outside, Davis from the arc. As of late, inside, Davis, the high archer. Here comes Kenny Anderson. He has been quiet so far. Harper, nice job defensively. Ewing gets 2 attempts. From the outside, Derek Harper, who is a prime-time scorer. He'll be for the Dallas Mavericks.
Well, he's been playing solid basketball ever since the first month of the trade.
Ewing, another rejection. That is number 2. Inside. Edwards. Ball tipped around. Edwards has it stripped by Oakley. Tries to get it over to Charles Smith.
3 on 2.
Inside, Coleman.
Defensive postman in the league.
Edwards, one dribble. And doing the one fake, puts it up, and he gets the roll.
Patrick looked right at Hugh Hollins and wanted to foul. He was definitely bumped below the shoulder that time. He was looking for 3.
7 points, 4 rebounds for Ewing. Edwards has had the hot hand. Is hitting his last 3 shots. Coleman in the paint. The left-handed shot goes down. Anderson. Coleman tries to keep it alive, and he does, and he pulls the trigger quickly. And he drills it.
Create an angle and let him call for it.
Coleman for 3. Buries it. Back in for the Nets. Benjamin, he's going to try it from 16. Oh, let's go to Vegas.
Hey, they can't play any better than this.
No.
They're finally shooting their weight. And then at the other end of the floor, they're forcing the turnover.
Final 10. Anthony, the pull-up from 15, banks it home. Starks couldn't take advantage of it. Now Starks breaks through. Oh, a little bit too long.
See, the Knicks can fast break against the Nets anytime.
Newman from the corner. Coleman looked at the 3, took the 2. Smith got a piece of it.
Plenty of time.
Coleman from 3. Oh, my. Just turned and put it up.
Oh, he's in the groove.
14 for Coleman. The lead is 13, the biggest. Ewing.
Now that was strong. That was really and their confidence.
Smith from 19 buries it. First field goal of the ball game for Charles Smith.
Well, he's capable. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
All those years at the Los Angeles Clippers, he averaged 18 points a game and shot a high percentage.
That's 17 in game one. Oh, Derek Coleman, a member of Green.
Keep Oakley off the boards.
Smith from the corner. He's ever in his life. Now the intensity belongs to the Nets. Gilliam check back in.
Right now, the Knicks are going to a form of like a passing game with screens on the baseline.
Starks falling away, hits the three. He was 0 for 2 from the arc coming into tonight, 1 of 3 so far.
Now, before that shot, John Starks was 2 for 11 in the series.
Gilliam driving to the hole, the former UNLV star.
The play that we just diagrammed for you, they ran it again, 2 times in a row. They're coming off the screen, they're catching the rotating guy behind the screener, going to the basket.
Brown bellies up to Smith. Smith takes him to school.
He's an excellent post-up player. Charles Smith, a legitimate 6'10" with the long arms, and he has a strong game with his back to the basket.
Well, these two teams combined to score the fewest points ever in an NBA playoff game in the first half of game number 1. Much better tonight. A blocking foul.
Opposite side, the guy who sets the screen is open.
Anderson got Derek Harper, took 1 dribble.
Important. We really have 3 games to win 1.
We've got till Sunday. Ewing inside. And that is the first field goal in the last 7 minutes, or the second field goal really in the last 7 minutes. Prior to that, it was a 3-pointer by Harper in the second. Nets by 12. Spotting up for the 3, it's Morris. Davis just beats Edwards to the ball. Oakley quickly finding a spot down for it. Harper holds it up wisely.
The Nets game plan has been excellent in exploiting the rotation and finding people for free shots.
The acrobatic shot will... Oh, what a tip by Charles Oakley with the left hand. That's one way how to get it down.
That was spectacular.
That was spectacular.
Because he ended face down on the floor.
Coleman, nice look inside to Kevin Edwards this evening. Ewing inside, that is a big-time slam. Chris Morris didn't have a prayer.
You're not going to call a charge there, and we all know that's the unwritten area where they're going to allow the body contact.
Well, there was some.
And Patrick sent that baby home with some authority. There's that open man.
Gilliam, the one-handed push shot. Gilliam now with 7 in the ball game, the lead back up to 14.
They have done a magnificent job in making that diagonal pass.
Well, you talk about the double by Gilliam. Smith tries to cut through the paint. Let's see, that's going to be an offensive foul on Charles Smith.
See, that was too far out. That was out almost on the dotted line. That's Charles Smith's 4th foul.
Pay for it. Edwards, that'll be a foul on Oakley. Edwards had the position. Oakley just pushed him aside.
That was excellent defense. Oakley had Edwards pinned.
Minutes, he has an 0 for going so far. 0 for 4 since then. Anderson, that's from the arc.
He's come to life this quarter. He now has 3 field goals and 1 is a 3 in this quarter.
9 points in the quarter, 13 in the ball game for Anderson. The lead is 16. That is the biggest. That score is correct. Inside, Charles Smith getting position, gets the putback. Pat Riley talked about conversions, second shots, and offensive run in this quarter.
Rotate it. He's wide open.
There's Morris. Doesn't get the 3 to go. That's what he practiced before the game. His only thing he
He has him.
all the way. The basket goes. We have a blocking foul.
That's the old story of a team making 2 substitutions, going small, and no one knows who's playing who. You see, now they catch him in transition right now, and nobody helps out Edwards because Edwards got a guy on the line, had arthroscopic surgery March 14th on his left knee, and in less than 2 months, he's back.
He worked extremely hard during the rehabilitation process. Had his first All-Star game this year. The lead is down to 11. Anderson short on the jumper. Starks has the rebound. They need his emotion.
you say that there are a few Knicks fans here tonight?
It's about half and half, to be honest with you. Ball goes out, Nets have it.
You must play aggressive basketball because that's what got you here.
Well, you're going to see some defensive intensity turned up right about now by the Knicks.
There it is.
Edwards, he's got Anthony to beat. He's got it.
Beautiful extension by Edwards. He read that pass perfectly. I was watching. He was down below the foul line. He just read it.
Second nice layup by Edwards this evening.
Well, he extends, Ron. He really elevates and then extends, and he has the ability to shoot with either hand.
Well, the Knicks aren't going to get back into it, tossing the ball away like that. They're down by 12.
Long, big and long, meaning with the long arms. And at the other end, we know that the Knicks force you into turnovers because of their great hustle.
Mason or Oakley inside for the easy two.
I see Benjamin has got to try to block the shot. He didn't even elevate that time. You're 7'2". You've got to get up. You're a shot blocker. You can't give a guy an uncontested layup. Down inside.
Over the turnover, too.
Come on, that's it. The guy's your horse. You don't go away from your post-up people when they're hot. And that's what they did in the third quarter. He only had 2 shot attempts in the entire quarter.
I don't think he had that many touches either above that. Anthony toes the line for the three. Greg Anthony buries the three-pointer, only 30% on the year. And in the playoffs, he was 2 of 5 from the arc coming into tonight. The lead is 9 inside of 9 minutes. Coleman inside. Benjamin has it stripped.
Oh, my.
Starks has it stripped.
Big fella.
Wow.
Big fella. You must play stronger than that.
Starks. Tripp throws up the shot. Won't go. Is on the dribble. Foul is on Benjamin. So Benjamin loses the handle on one end. Commits the third personal foul on the other.
Now both teams have committed too early.
Inside doesn't get it. Then he strips Edwards. And then he's fouled on the play. Quick hands by Patrick Ewing, and Stark steps between them.
Let's face it, newspapers covering this on a daily happening.
And everybody wrote the same thing today throughout all the newspapers. Well, the Knicks, who shot 50 free throws in the first 2 games, toeing the line tonight. They trail by only 7.
Key is the shot clock now. You can't continue to fool around with the ball, because by doing that, you lose options.
It's a 3. Coleman loses the handle. Here come the Knicks, trailing by 7.
Good defender. Oh, they have a mismatch here. Mason's got Anderson in the lane.
Anthony takes the jumper over Coleman. Ball game. Anderson, no place to go. Ewing, uh-oh.
Yes, indeed. Uh-oh is right. That's Ewing's 5th.
Well, the Knicks have corner. Blackman the rebound. Patrick will try it again, and he makes good.
Now, what happened in New York? New York would always execute in the 4th quarter in games 1 and 2. And all of a sudden, here they come. They were down 11. Right now, they're only down 5. So the Nets have got to meet this and must understand what they're doing. I can't believe that they're not looking power first, especially with Mason on Coleman.
2 trips down the court. Coleman doesn't touch the basketball.
Well, you have to step up right now and play some solid D if you're the Nets. The Nets have not scored in the last 4 minutes and 15 seconds.
Strong double team by Coleman and Edwards.
That's a gimme. You're on the foul line. Both teams are 43 minutes. And what's happening to your ball club is they're losing sight of who they should be going to.
Ewing now 7 of 12 from the line, 25 points for the ball game. The lead is down to 4. There you see what's happened the last 4-5.
Mason was really hustling.
Anderson to the hole, doesn't get it. Rebound, kicked out. Bodies everywhere. We're going to go, let's see. Official
Joey
blue.
Yeah, Joey had that one all the way. You know, I tell you what, if the New York Giants need a blocking end, a tight end, Mason might be the guy.
Oakley in, Blackman out, Starks to the hole, it goes!
That's why he's in there. That's why he's in there. He's a gutsy player.
The Knicks have done it with a small lineup this run. The crowd is supposed to be for New Jersey, but it is loud for the Knicks on a 7-0 run. Timeout. Roll the ball.
Plenty of time here now.
Coleman, the finger roll rejected
By Ewing. Big time. Moved by Patrick.
Third block by Patrick Ewing. He finished 7th in the league in that category.
Oh, lob.
Ewing almost got it too far underneath. He's one of the hardest workers on his team, which he attributes that to watching his grandfather work in the fields in York, Alabama. He's putting a yeoman effort on tonight. Knicks only down by 2.
It's a clear out, one-on-one for Gilliam.
Mason puts up the hand, swatted by Ewing, his 4th rejection. No, and the Knicks have the basketball.
Baden had it wrong, but he corrected himself.
Oakley. Shot clock at 6. Starks has a strip from behind. Gilliam doesn't like the call.
Wow.
And tonight, he's 2 of 2. 9 points for Starks, 6 in the second half. A long way from sacking groceries at Safeway in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
This guy has the heart of a lion. Doesn't matter what he's doing. At crunch time, he's right out in front, trying to get it done, and he's done it all throughout his career with the Knicks.
Our first tie since it was knotted up at 15 apiece. Almost 9 minutes without a field goal, the Nets have gone. Coleman has it slapped away by Mason, 5 on the shot clock. Nets have the ball.
Mason has done a superb job on Coleman with all of the dribbling. That's why I feel Coleman can take him down in low. Hey, you only got 4 seconds here. He doesn't realize it.
He's not going to get it off. Violation. The Knicks have the basketball, and we are tied.
Can you believe that?
Unbelievable.
That was amazing.
You talk about experience, Hubie. The Knicks have been there.
It's the guard's job to understand how much time is up. 2-man game with Ewing. Oh, he's wide open.
Starks for 3, doesn't get it. Rebound, the touch pass below. Last touch by the Knicks. The Nets have it with 13.4 left.
He's trapped. All right, it looks like they're going to have a high screen and roll, maybe with Coleman. I'm surprised. I just let him take it.
Anderson inside, rejected by Ewing, his 5th with 0.2 of a second left. They'll probably add 1/10. Well,
now remember, right now, just
it.
watch as he leans in. Here comes Ewing, and he catches that. Now that's a 3rd block since he. And then Patrick Ewing with 3 big blocks after he picked up his 5th foul.
Nets led by 11 at the end of 3. The Knicks outscored them to tie it up at 83. Once again, Ewing with 5 personal fouls. The last net field goal was at the 9:40 mark of the 4th. The spin move. John Starks!
Now, come on. That's not even a horse shot. Okay, it's really not. That was just a wild spinning move. But like I told you, he has the ability to make shots under pressure.
First lead for the since 15 to 13. Kenny Anderson gets around.
Plenty of time here.
Still, Edwards pulls the trigger, in and out. Nets, the lid is on.
The penalty on the next foul.
Anderson, the trigger. He buries the jumper. Kenny Anderson finally gets a look at the hoop, and he takes advantage of it.
2-man game with Ewing. Watch Starks over here for a 3. There he is. Right there.
Pulls the trigger. Bingo!
See, that's by design. That's by discipline and by working hard in practice. That all came about. You could see that happening. Starks ran right to that spot.
Knicks by one inside of a minute of overtime. Anderson, dish off to Gilliam. Makes good on the slam.
That's the way to send it home. See, that's playoff basketball, Ron. Excellent rotation, unselfishness, and then a strong move by Gilliam.
Shot clock at 10. There's Stark spotting up again. Edwards keeping a lookout as the shot clock reads 4. Ewing, the follow. Oh, my goodness!
Boy. Patrick wanted that one all the way.
Chuck Daly not calling a timeout.
They're going high screen and roll.
Anderson falls, dishes off. Gilliam gives it up. The basket. Oh, no, we have a foul. And a foul. His first trip to the line tonight. Yes, we're tied. 6 points in the first.
Timeout.
He's got it.
He cannot allow Oakley to get a look.
There's the token delay of game call.
Right. Now you saw right now they just had a double screen for Anthony to go over the top of the circle. And all they have to do is switch on that.
Blackman pops out. Stark
got it.
stops the 3 on the way. No, we're going to game 4.
How about the fact that he got a wide open look at the basket? Unbelievable.
John Starks had nothing between himself and the basket, stared at the rim, couldn't get it to go. And the New Jersey Nets in overtime, courtesy of Chris Morris, with a couple of free throws to win it.
Now just keep an eye on this. Starks wide open. Coleman switched, but he never got to him.
Just to
battle of wits between championship coaches Pat Riley and Chuck Daly. Knicks and Nets get ahead.
Not only in the starting lineup, but when we get to the bench, and Pat Riley has used his bench often and well. Chuck Daly said he's not quite as confident with his bench. So there's Riley of the Armani and Daly of the Hugo Boss. Chuck Daly, 74 playoff wins, 4th in NBA history. Davis, look at the ball movement. Harper open from the perimeter. Derek Harper, it's 2-0 Knicks.
Harper and Anthony are playing very solid basketball, not only in their one-man defense on Kenny Anderson, but also giving the Knicks 16 points a game in this series.
There's Kevin Edwards, who's played big in this series also. Chris Morris out high, puts the ball on the floor, comes back with it with 5 on the shot clock. The drive, the basket, no whistle, it's tied at 2.
That's like how one of your little children would design a play, just like that, okay? But we have to make sure that we get in the fumbles.
Anything significant about little children there? Bonner to Ewing to Oakley. He knocks it down from 16, Charles Oakley.
You love this game, Bob. You made a good point. 16 points, 16 rebounds, and he must handle all of this trapping anytime that he comes off of the screen.
Kevin Edwards pulls up from the outside and knocks Nets on the run.
Got to get this one.
Anderson slices inside, followed by Coleman. Nets 6, Knicks 4. Quick, 10 to shoot for New York. That's a 3 from Hubert Davis.
The big thing here for the Knicks is any time that you take one of the New Jersey guys off the dribble, the Knicks are so good in perimeter shooting, and they have Davis and Harper who can stroke the 3 in this group that's out on the floor right now.
Coleman really battling Bonner down there. Bonner really fights Derek Coleman. As a matter of fact, 8 seconds. Ewing against Benjamin.
In the early going, they're trying to take you off the dribble first.
Look at Bonner. He stepped between Benjamin and Coleman to take that rebound. Knicks by 2 and the ball.
Bonner's in there for offensive rebounding and defense. And
The ball. Anderson to Coleman to Edwards and the foul. It's 2 on 3. Anderson says, I can beat Davis on the drive. He does. He's fouled. Fadeaway baseline jumper. Not this time. Oakley on the offensive boards.
That's where he's making a haven. See, right now, Coleman, you've got to concentrate on him. You must put a body on Oakley. Why? Because he's averaging 5.5 offensive rebounds a game.
Oakley has 4 points early. Deep inside, Derek Coleman with his first basket of the night. 3-2 break. Kenny Anderson. Blocked by Ewing. Derek Harper defensed him well also.
Excellent transition. New Jersey to rotate, and they're getting good looks.
Patrick Ewing getting the double team. Here's Charles Smith.
That's his shot.
He's 7 out now with 2 personal fouls. Greg Anthony comes into the ball game. And John Starks is also going to get in for New York. Oh, they love John. 10 to shoot. Starks on the drive. Gets the bounce. John Starks.
I don't know how he makes that shot. He made 2 of them in game 3. He's at a bad angle, and he just throws the ball on the glass, and he gets the bounce.
Armand Gilliam. That's a scorer's touch.
That's a touche. At one end, we do it at the other. But they need Gilliam. Game 3, Gilliam came in, gave him 16 big points.
Eight seconds difference in the shot clock and game clock here at the end of the first quarter. And Charles Oakley puts Red Holtzman in the middle, giving off some wisdom to Ernie Grunfeld and Dave Checketts with the New York Knicks.
27. They have 7 turnovers, and they're only 3 down.
John Starks from the corner. Armand Gilliam's turnaround jumper will go down over Anthony Mason, his first bucket of the night, and the Knicks lead it by 3.
Now in this playoff, Armand is playing 26 minutes. He's getting 11 points and 6 rebounds, doing an excellent job.
Anthony looking for Charles Smith, posted inside against P.J. Brown. Nice movement.
Yes, that was a pretty move.
Again, his second steal. And the foul on Anthony.
Excellent effort by Anthony. Give him his due. He was behind on that, ran him down, honestly thought that he had a clean block. Now you're going to see the pass back, shoots the gap. Now keep an eye on Anthony here. Now right there. Oh, no wonder.
Yeah.
Oh,
clean,
absolutely.
Clean
block. Clean block. Give it to him. Good block.
Right now, here's Gilliam's turnaround.
That's a difficult shot. It looks easy to block. He's 6'9". He throws that fadeaway. He comes into this season a career 15.5 points per game player.
He's 3 of 4 tonight. Starks kicks to Ewing. 15. Patrick doesn't miss many of those.
It's the only time, though, Bob, in this first half that Patrick looks comfortable, and it's when he's facing for the jump shot. Any type of pivot play, he's shooting the ball flat tonight.
10 to shoot. Wesley, maybe he might think about that 3 next time. Those are 2 weak efforts. Starks on the run. Here's Starks spotted up in the corner. 4-3, John Starks.
Excellent ball movement. Starks was calling for that ball all the way. When he came
over in this half, as they did the whole game in game 3, they have 11. Charles Smith from 15 feet.
Charles Smith has the dip underneath. He's got an up and under, a fade.
Patrick Ewing draws 3. 10 to shoot. Starks steps up.
Great.
9 points for Starks. His leg, in terms of its productivity, is well. It may be hurting him, but he sure is getting it done. 4 out of 5, 9 points coming off a 15-point performance in Game 3.
One of the truly great streak shooters that we have in the NBA, because not only is he streaky off the break, he's murder in threes once he gets it. The Knicks are just looking for the double team. Now comes your head fake. That's an offensive player at his best. Catching the defense, trying to...
Into the paint, went to the left hand. John Starks, Coleman.
Easy.
Look out, look out.
Easy there.
Oh, you can see that coming.
Yeah, it's easy. Starks is well at both ends of the floor.
Harper, that's a 2. 43 seconds to go in the half.
I like Harper's attitude tonight. He
Pick and roll. Harper almost had the opening, and he lost the handle. 2 seconds to shoot. Starks. Ewing almost tipped it in. Kept alive. Smith back in there.
big
He scores with 3.6 to go in the half.
big play.
Kevin Edwards. At the end of the half, the Knicks lead it 45-38, and John Starks already has a sore tailbone, and you saw his gesture. I hope you didn't, but I think you did. Arena. Coleman comes out here quickly and gets his first two.
Well, that's what you like.
Coleman is fouled as he dropped. I liked your line earlier. There are already 20,000 spectators here. One more is not needed. Huh? Patrick Ewing over Benoit Benjamin. And Benjamin, by the way, has 4 personal fouls.
Did you notice? You see how he fronts him? About 18 seconds on the shot clock.
There's Oakley, open from outside. One time. Bonner working inside to Ewing, who is fouled hard by Benjamin. Charles Oakley missed it, got his own board. Ewing follows from the baseline. Patrick Ewing.
Poor Bonner and Oakley are working so hard.
Are in Portland for the Houston-Portland series. Gilliam, tough shot.
He can make those. At this end of the floor that we're going to right now, the Knicks had 4 offensive rebounds in the first half. They now have 6 already in this third quarter for a total of 10.
Patrick Ewing hard to the rim.
One of the very few times in this series that he's been able to get into the lane with his dribble move.
Which is one reason he's 4 for 11 from the floor. Knicks by 3.
Smith's on his back.
Coleman's turnaround jumper. Rebound, Charles Smith.
Smith did not surrender that spot. He fought him for the spot and then challenged the shot.
Smith has 5 rebounds in the game. Derek Harper with a penetration bank shot. And Harper has 8 points. Harper back to a 5-point lead.
Harper was 3 for 6 at the end of the half, and he's definitely looking to take advantage of Kenny Anderson, no doubt about it.
Chris Morris hits the 3. Charles Smith, 6 rebounds. And he's fouled.
I'd say that's a staggering and learn how to handle the ball in there.
Coleman inside, fouled again. Defended by Gilliam. Up and under Patrick Ewing, and he's going to really work down there until they put some more bodies on him. 18 for Patrick.
Well, what I like about what they're doing now is they're saying, we're going to isolate Patrick, clear the side, and set him up deep and not let him come out of there.
Coleman putting it on the floor, and he's fouled again. Patrick Ewing, quick release. 20 points for Ewing.
That's what they want. They're running a screen and roll to the right side of the floor. They did this in the first quarter just to set up the ball movement, to get it to the opposite side of the floor and then go in.
Ewing has made his last 4 shots. He has 11 points in this quarter. He is keeping the Knicks out in front by 5 now. Edwards hasn't scored in a while. Ewing now rebounding out to Derek Harper.
Hey, this is good. See, Harper told him, let's keep going to Patrick. He made them swing the ball that time.
Now the double team for Morris. Open man was Charles Smith. Is that a technical? It looked as though Steve Javy signaled a technical, but let's hold on for a moment.
Well, that time, though, anytime you go up in the air, when you go up in the air, now just watch this. As he makes his move, they double team. Patrick finds the man. You're allowed to grab onto the rim, see, because Coleman was underneath him. And the rule is that you must have a clear landing in order for it to be a technical. Charles has always been a very good foul shooter. To the spot, bring it back, and there you go.
And there you go. Ewing misses it, however, the follow from Charles Oakley. And interesting crowd here. This is at New Jersey.
That's right.
And the crowd will be like pulling for New Jersey, pulling for New Jersey. Then the game gets on in the third or fourth quarter. All of a sudden, all the Knicks fans come out of the closet.
And you know what's sad? They just broke their attendance record this year with 16,000 a game. Just a great move by Harper. And here comes the Oak man to send that one down. And that was set up an elation with Oakley because he's had a tough night on easy shots inside. This game...
Anderson goes inside, loses the ball. Smith has it. Here comes Derek Harper and Starks and Ewing.
Oh, my. First of all, a great switch of hands and a shot by Harper.
Charles Smith. Smith has been on fire. He has 16 off the bench over David Wesley. Rebound Oakley. Back to Starks.
Nice move.
His knee looked pretty good on that one.
Sure does. Yeah, see, he keeps pounding his heart to these fans. There's a group of them right opposite the foul line to our left. As you're looking at your screen, who've been on Starks since this game started.
Rick Mahorn making his first appearance of the game also. Coleman Ewing continues his resting on the bench for New York. He had 13 points in that third quarter. Oh, Smith has 18.
Well, we told you during his first 4 years with the Clippers, he averaged 18 and 9 boards.
Punched away by Starks. Rewarding Oakley for all that hard work.
Yeah, that's nice. You always like to see that. And then the big front court people don't mind running and helping you when you have a breakaway in case somebody misses.
How would you like to play in this building? The Knicks lead by 15 and thunderous applause for the visiting team. His big body on Patrick Ewing. Knicks looking for Ewing. Mahorn on the defense. Fouls 6 of 10 from the free throw line. 9-point Knicks lead with 7:26 remaining in the game. Oh, what it is to have a warrior like that. You know, I was thinking the other day, Huey, this is perhaps stating the obvious, but if you put Patrick Ewing on any of the top 4 or 5 teams in the East, they'd be the favorites. Put Ewing with the Hawks, put Ewing with the Bulls. You know,
sure, of course.
He's the man. Knicks by 10.
See, they're undecided what they want to do.
And thus the steal.
Great, Huss.
Greg Anthony says, look what I found. Charles Oakley made that happen.
See, the Knicks are not afraid to dive on the floor. They dive any time that they have a chance to knock a ball loose. He shot the gap, knew he couldn't get it if he stayed on his feet, dove out there and knocked that ball free.
Coleman in the paint, up and under, and he'll have a three-point opportunity.
Well, this is the guy that must step up because coming into this game,
Coleman.
Oakley's just getting over half court.
And Anderson drives inside. He is called that he will go to the free throw line. They say Charles Smith fouled him.
And the Nets catch a break that time.
Yeah. Back to Anderson for the penetration. Patrick Ewing blocked his shot just like he did in Game 3. From the corner, that's a three. Johnny Newman. And we have a 5-point game. Get back in the living room in front of Starks. Just too much for Newman. That's Nets ball trailing by 5.
You never throw a direct pass in that painted area. No big man can even catch that. I mean, that was just thrown too hard. Throw the bounce pass if you must make the pass so that the guy has a chance to see it.
Newman off
all of the cutters and help out.
There's the double team on Patrick Ewing as he spins down the baseline. Hits the shot. Gilliam got there too late.
Tough shot, Bob. Tough shot, tough angle, and the defender was hanging all over.
Well, we saw those shots come from Ewing in the fourth quarter in game number 3. Knicks by 7, 3:25 to go. Gilliam has it punched away. Coleman is held by Oakley. 3.
Steve Mahorn is hand checking Ewing, and it's difficult for Patrick to get started. Well, how about that? Now that was big. Because Mahorn would not allow him to move, and then he finally just shook him. That was a tough shot.
Opportunity to cut the lead to 4. Anderson looking for Coleman. Defense by Charles Smith. Not enough space.
Well, see, he picked up his dribble.
Coleman out to Edwards. Only 2 seconds to shoot. He's going to take it from downtown. Air ball. 24-second violation. Knicks defense. Credit Charles Smith on Coleman.
Oh, he did an excellent job.
Unless they can come back from this 6-point deficit.
The Knicks continue to run the screen for Starks in this set that they keep running. It has been very goodly. And then also, Carol Blazejowski, who grew up right here in Cranford, New Jersey, played at Montclair State, was the leading female college basketball scorer in the country in the NCAAs.
Knicks by 8 with 1:09 to go. Well, the Nets started the season 13-20, finished 32-17, beat the Knicks 4-1 in the regular season, but the Knicks have come up big in the playoffs.
How about that steal? They inbound the ball, and Oakley knocks it right out of his hand. That was key. Now you're going
for the opportunity to meet Indiana and the other Eastern 384 against Philadelphia.
Oh, there's the killer. Patrick Ewing up over the top of Coleman and taps it in.
Gilliam has it blocked by Ewing. And this will be the cherry on the sundae.
And a little shake by Patrick.
And the Knicks will just run it out now. There's the foul. Well, you know, we were talking about Chuck Daly being inducted into the Hall of Fame on Monday, on May 9th. There's also a lot of question marks in this area. Will Chuck Daly be back with the New Jersey Nets?
Well, every day in the papers here, they have the team started out slowly during the early part of the season, but then came on strong. And when you look at it, this is the largest attendance ever in the history of this franchise. 16,056 a game. They had 17 sellouts, the most ever. This building holds 20,049. You add the 2 in the playoffs, so everybody is feeling good about the situation. But
to get ready for Chicago, you know, there's no secret about this. They've already been preparing this year come to a close. But it's been a good one for Kenny Anderson and Derek Coleman.
Well, they both made the All-Star game. That was the highlight of their season. They both have struggled from an offensive standpoint in regards to shooting. We've been trying to tell you that's been very difficult for them to do in this building this season. Knicks were very confident. They felt that their work ethic, they were very down about losing that game, Game 3. They honestly felt that they did not get a good effort by their people on the offensive board. Pat Riley really attacked everyone other than Oakley. He challenged them in yesterday's practice field goal attempts, but we have to realize that that's also because of the tough defense.
And John Starks, what life he has brought back to the Knicks when he came off the injured list. 16 points. And this game is 10 seconds away from being history, as is the season for the New Jersey Nets. John Starks will hold the ball. 102-92. The Knicks advance and will play Chicago in the second round of the Eastern Conference playoffs. Our Budweiser player of the game could have been any of several, but Patrick Ewing big in the second half.